Hey, it's Spence from WP Launchify. I am going to be releasing this weekend the new Customize My Account with Shortcodes plugin. This is going to be a component that's a standalone you can get. It'll be part of LaunchKit, and it'll also be available for those who have launch flows. The basic concept is simple. I am pretty fed up with the complexity and the extra hassle of having to use a third-party plugin in order to customize the output of the normal WooCommerce My Account when I'm already building with blocks or shortcodes. So I'm doing it easier. I'm doing it simpler. And this is part of my 4 prongs to a successful marketing website. You've got your sales page, you've got your checkout, you've got your what happens after checkout, and then you have the place, the My Account area. You can customize to your heart content using the page builder you've got, my favorite being Kadence, but you can also use shortcodes. Let me show you what's going on. I've put a table of all the shortcodes that are available here just as a reference, but essentially what we're able to do here, let's open this up in a new tab, is I'm using either my favorite page builder, if you're still living in the 1990s, or I'm using the Gutenberg block editor here with Kadence blocks. And again, these are visual representations, so you can use shortcodes with everything. That's why I've chosen that. I may very well generate the blocks natively like I've done for launch flows, but that's not a problem either way. Okay, let's now, I noticed too that let's drag this to fit the screen a little bit better. Let's now talk about how it works. If you don't do anything, you normally use the WooCommerce My Account shortcode or block to output the default content that WooCommerce's My Account page does. But there's so many things that you want to do when you're building a home base for your customers, especially if they're using LearnDash or other components where you want to have like Buddy Boss, you want to have a unified dashboard. So feature number 1, that's now so simple. All that we've got with the syntax is the ability to take any of the components that normally spit out, your orders tab, your address tab, your dashboard tab, your downloads tab, your account tab, even the avatar if you're using Kadence that gives you custom. And you can, number 1, rearrange them visually. So for example, if I want my downloads tab to be at the very top, I just drag it to the top. If I want the avatar to be at the very bottom or even over to the side in another layout, I do that. I can also, of course, change the look and feel of the row itself because I'm using the default layout tools. So here, if I want to change the ratio between, the right and left, columns, great, no problem. If I want to add another column, no problem. Let's just see how this simple reordering of the tabs works. Okay, so just that alone, we're going to take the avatar and it's going to move over. Now it's over here on the top. And we also have the downloads on the top here. What if I want to hide the downloads? Easy. Just add the syntax hide equals yes. Now we're able to remove blocks. Super simple. It works with any page builder. Notice now the downloads are gone. Let's hide the avatar. No problem. Hide equals yes. Simple enough for my mom. So I've now shown you how I can move things. I can hide things. Now I can also use the components individually as I wish the same way. For example, when I go to the payment methods in WooCommerce, if I'm connected with Stripe or otherwise, it allows me to see which payment methods are in place, but also add a payment method. Maybe I don't really want that button there. Maybe I want to put it somewhere else. Maybe I want to not show it at all. Well, real simple. I go to my content shortcodes and I say LF payment methods table, and I look for the other one, which is LF add payment method button. Let's relocate that to the left-hand column. I'm going to go ahead and say add before. And I'm going to just simply paste in a shortcode. And again, if these are ready to go blocks, they'll be fine. This now will take that out of that individual page and we'll put it in a place where I'd prefer to have it, which would be in the upper left side above the navigation. See, it's gone from here. Now it's here. I can also hide it. If I don't want that button, same method. I just go ahead and say hide equals yes. See how simple this is? Now, the beauty of this is that unlike those other ones from other companies that make you customize in a dashboard, guess what you can do here? You can save this entire layout, this entire pattern as a thing that you can sell to your clients or that you can use as a designer, and you can mix and match it with other components. because we have a third type of a shortcode. That's the navigation links. Let's say I want to use any clickable element and I want to generate the proper link based upon what WooCommerce has designated as the My Account downloads page or edit account page or dashboard page, or in this case, the logout link. All of that is simple. Watch how we do this. If I want to go to, let's say, my downloads, well, let's do edit address tab. I just take the shortcode for that and I use any clickable element. In this case, I'm using just buttons from Kadence. Let's show that first, right? So here, edit address. I just go and let's add a new button in. We'll duplicate that. We'll say edit address. Now the beauty, as you can see of this, is that I get all the design control I want. Here, I just simply paste in the shortcode, click enter. But now I can customize this to my heart's content using all my favorite design tools. Everything is under my control now, and it doesn't require anything special. But better than that is whatever I create here is now available to my customers as a pattern. And I can share this and save this as part of my launch kit or as part of something else. Watch this. So now I refresh the page, and now this clickable button that I've created now will take me to the proper My Account area to do what I want to do, where I can also modify things inside of there. So for example, notice inside of the edit address tab, there's this syntax that, what a drag. I don't want to use a filter, and I don't know how I'm going to get to that. No problem. In the content shortcodes, I go under address, and there's LF address description. All we have to do is place it somewhere in the layout and hide it. You could probably put this at the bottom. This is how I usually like to put the stuff I hide. Hide equals yes. And why is that cool? It's cool because now you can replace it in the layout with something else you want, but the original one is missing. It's gone. So simple. Final thing. What if you want to do these cool visual things that aren't buttons? Watch how easy this is. I could just use any of the patterns from Kadence. So let's put in a new row. The design library is awesome for this. I'll just put in right now a row and I'll make it inherit the max width. But now I'm going to get my design library and let's get some jazzy jazz, something that's clickable, right? Maybe I'm going to use cards or something else. Doesn't matter, because this is what's awesome about this methodology. Let's use this one because this is kind of neat. Just a bunch of graphical images, but it's ready to go. I'm going to put this in place and I'm going to do the same method. So remember, for the edit address, we had just used the shortcode for edit address, right? So right here, navigation link, LF edit address. Let's do the same thing, but now let's do it with the graphical elements. So I'm going to take this here. I'm going to say, edit your address. Now, I like to apply this to the whole section. You can apply it to the individual elements. When you apply it to the whole section, the overlay link means anything they click in there is going to work. Now, I can also change the visual on this so easily. That's what I love about working with Kadence, right? I can either import it or I can use an icon by switching the nature of whatever it is that I'm showing, right? So anywhere you want to do it, the visuals on this are awesome. But on the background, let's say I'm going to do something a little more shady in a nice way. Nope, let's actually do that on the section itself. Let's make the whole background shady in a good way. Okay. So now what I've done is I've given you an example of how you can create a really cool dashboard, and you can multiply these. Let's say, for example, for expediency, you can take this first row. Let's get rid of that. And you can take this whole row and you can just duplicate it and then change the elements in there, right? So you can very quickly get like one of those digital marker, old school kind of grids of navigation. And you can use all the conditional blocks to show it. This means that your My Account page becomes a home base, a dashboard that you have all these mix and match controls. So when I click this, now it'll navigate somebody to the appropriate address section. You can also selectively change which one is being displayed and so forth, because you have all the classes available to you of knowing you're on the right URL to say, you know, this should be highlighted or border color and so forth. So by using shortcodes that are In a ready-to-consume format with this very simple table, you can basically control to remove the entire navigation, the content area, make it bigger, smaller, add things, remove things, hide things. You can also create direct navigation links out of any visual element. And best of all, you can save that and combine that with other stuff. So on this page, maybe instead of all these logos, one of these things is like your Buddy Boss profile. And the next thing over here is your Learn Dash progress. You can build a custom experience and then save the whole thing as a pattern that you can give away, sell, reuse, make your life easier. This is coming before the end of the weekend. I've been working on this a bit, but I finally doubled down on my efforts. What I would like to say is I'm going to, if you're interested in this, write me at help@wplaunchify.com, and you can get it one of three ways. It's going to be included in Launch Kit. It's going to be a grandfathered in for Launch Flow's 4X people who want to get it. And it's going to be available as a standalone for those who are interested in getting this, who might have any other types of WooCommerce installations, especially those of you who are working with Kadence, because you do not have to use the other components that I create or sell for all these other parts. This is an a la carte one as well. So if you're interested, you like what you see here, email me or comment on this video. My email is help@wplaunchify.com. You can see it over here. And I'm excited to have this released. The price on this, I'm not 100% sure, but I will tell you that it's going to be priced with the new Spencer Forman logic, which is to say it will be available for a much more logical if you wanted a support versus if you just want the software type of a thing. I believe that for many people, buying this as a software only price will be very logical because you don't really need a lot of support. I've simplified it down to my mom could do it. I hope this works out for you and you join me. See you soon.